What is up, everybody? We welcome you to another episode. As usual, I am very much excited to have my co host here, Panache. Panache, what's good?
What's up, you guys? It's good to be back with more episodes. Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2022,
Yeah,
second year of the pandemic. How exciting!
man, exciting. Yeah, I could say that, but at the same time, I'm happy to be alive and thankful to be alive, grateful. And I know many of us have been planning on yearly resolutions, what you want to achieve this year, and how is that going for you guys? How is that going for you, Panache?
Going great. I mean, I don't really do New Year's resolutions, but so far, so good. Just be a better person. That is my resolution every year.
Yes. I was about to ask, do you even do those? Because you don't. But yeah. Welcome to another episode. Today we have such an exciting topic that we're going to be talking about. Again, remember, we talk about things that happen in people's lives and things that are real. We're going to be talking about loyalty. What do you think about the word loyalty, Panasha?
I think it sounds very Chris Brownish, because he has a song where he's talking about how his girls are not loyal. But loyalty, to be honest, it's a word that we expect a lot, but probably something we don't talk about as much. So I'm excited to see how deep we're going to dig into this word.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about who has to be loyal to who. Um, is loyal pretty much about the employer and the employee, or is it about people in your relationship, or is it only about family? Who has to be loyal and why being loyal? What's your take on that?
Everybody gotta be loyal. Jokes. Employees have to be loyal to their companies. Parents have to be loyal to their kids. Kids have to be loyal to their parents. Family has to be loyal to family. Okay, maybe not has to be when it makes sense, when it's reasonable. So, yes, I think loyalty applies to almost every situation in life: friendships, family, professional relationships, you know. So I think a lot of women are good at being loyal really fast. That's why people be like, yo, don't overcommit yourself to a dude and be loyal to him when he's like still looking around for other women. So I say that to say that loyalty applies to a lot of things, but sometimes we can overdo it when it's not necessary.
Well, I think on a personal perspective, loyalty has to be everybody. So it might be an employer to an employee, it might be a family to family, it might be friends to friends, it might be just being you as a human being. I think it's something that you just need to have within you. I don't really think it has to be something that you have to think to consider at some situations and not on every situation. Because in most cases, let me say that when let's say you feel like you have been betrayed, or when you're supposed to receive loyalty or to a certain extent and you don't get it, you are bound to kind of retaliate and start to feel like, oh, I need to pay back, or I want to act against that, so that when there's a moment for me to be loyal, I ain't gonna do that. But then at the same time, it brings the question, do I need to stick around people who are not loyal to me? I'm actually just thinking about that. Do I need to hang around people who are not loyal to me? Do I need to be around people who are not loyal?
No, I mean, this is the time of the year where everyone is cutting people off, We're all pruning through our friendship circles to see who should be eliminated, who should be kept, depending on different factors. But one of them is, loyalty. Is this person committed to me? Because we expect people to give us the same energy that we dish out. So if you're not receiving that, then you immediately are like, okay, I'm out.
Right.
Because why why waste it, right? Why waste the energy where you're not receiving it back? Sometimes people might even go as far as actually betraying you, not just not returning the loyalty, but even betraying you and hurting you, which it becomes inexcusable.
Okay, yeah. I was watching this small clip about a guy who was talking about how a new year can just be one other day for someone if you don't decide to make a change. So this guy was making a joke about how you eat bread with lays between. You know how you're supposed to put spread, but you put lays between. He like, if last year you was eating bread with lays and this year you decide to do the same thing, so there's nothing that has changed. So it's just like one other day for you. So I think what he was trying to say is, if you really want to make a difference in every year and the other year not to feel like it's the next year, or 2021, 2022 not to feel like it's 2021, you have to make the difference. So definitely yes, cutting off of people, it's one of the things that really matters in people. But do you think cutting off people is easy? You can just be like, you're not loyal. Go.
Just, well, I guess it's not easy depending on how close you are, but just putting your boundaries is very important. So you could just distance yourself. It doesn't always have to be rough or dramatic. You can just distance yourself. Maybe you used to talk every day, then now you don't talk every day. You don't talk every week, then you don't talk every month. You can still say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. When you see each other in the store, say hi. It
Okay.
doesn't always have to be all dramatic where it's like literally cutting you off, like what kids do and be like, I'm
Okay.
no longer your friend. No, could just distance yourself, put your energy somewhere else where it should be instead of focusing on that situation that's not within your personal boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, and I want to put that in line with something that happened to me this previous year. Was it 2020 or 2021? It was during a moment where I was probably expecting the most loyalty from a certain people, and then things were really going south. And then during the process, what happened is expectation of loyalty is a moment whereby you trust someone's word over what you probably presume happened, or over what you think happened, that other the rest of the world is saying. So what I'm trying to say is 100 people in comment say, oh, Panache said this, but am I gonna choose to be on the 100 people's side, or I'm gonna choose to be on Panache's side? So my level of loyalty was really tasted so hard that, and the worst part is you could actually see and hear the words coming out of their own mouth. So when I was going through the moment of just trying to figure out the loyalty, you'd actually realize that, okay, people have got certain different levels of understanding when it comes to loyalty. So loyalty is not only something that has to be given just because you want certain favors in return, but it has to be something that you do generally, just being human. Worst of all, in communities, because in most communities, if you want to notice, your community is built up of either your neighbors or it's built out of either your church. So your church people, or it's your neighbors, or your school people. That's basically it. That's how our communities are built. We hardly, maybe most people hardly go out there just to build up friendship. I know for some people it's really hard. People like me, I can't just go out and be like, hey, what's up? I'm good. Oh, can I have your number? Oh, I'm going to be your friend. No, it's really hard for me to do that. But then the community that's around you is like the neighbors, it's like the people you stay with, it's like the church people, because I do that. And then you find that your safe space is the people that are not being loyal, and that's being tasted. What do you think is the best approach to that? You feel like this is supposed to be my safe space, but then, oh, my people or the people within my safe space are not even being loyal to me. What do you think should happen?
Find new people. Clearly, they don't have like the best intentions at heart. So that's where it comes where you start distancing yourself away from them. Depends what kind of person you are. I'm not someone who's going to go and start drama or go talk to that person and confront them. So I'd rather just distance myself and just move on with my life. Let them do their own thing. I do my own thing. We don't have to like each other, or we don't have to be in the same circle. We can just coexist. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I think. I mean, what would make you expect someone to be loyal to you in the first place? because it's not one of those things where we sit down and sign an agreement and be like, okay, you're going to be loyal to
Yeah.
me, or we're loyal to each other. So I guess that's where maybe
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're over expecting things from people who don't deserve it,
Mm-hmm.
or haven't even shown us any signs of it. But just because, oh, this person is nice, I mean, that is totally me. Like, I see the good in everyone. So I'm like, oh, this person's so nice. I'm sure they're not talking behind my back. Like, what? No, we're so cool with each other. We're loyal to each other, but I'm really the only one who's loyal because I'm clearly blind to what is really going on. So I think sometimes we choose to not really see what's going on, you know.
Or but do you think that's a human our safe space or an automatic way to keep ourselves safe somehow by not giving the room to think that these people are not loyal to you? So I just choose to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna trust them, or I'm gonna believe in what they say, or I'm just gonna be like, I supposedly they're loyal. But at the same time, like what you said, nobody is mandated to be loyal to who. That is a personal choice that you do. If you believe that you want to go behind your people's back and talk about them, that's you. If you believe that, yeah, so it's a personal thing.
Yeah, I think it depends. How do you look at the world? You know, half empty versus half glass half full. There are people who genuinely probably look at the world as like having everyone who's out to get them. So they're more cautious to begin
Hmm.
with. And then the other people who just look at the world as this friendly place with rainbows and unicorns and flowers. Okay, maybe not that extreme, but they just view the world as like people as good. You know, you can either view people as good or you can view them as bad. It's very it's not many instances where we are like, okay, sometimes people are good, sometimes people are bad. You know, you're inclined to believe one side or the other. But there are people who I expect loyalty from, like parents. I feel like that's kind of like a default, of, even though not all of them are loyal. And then friends, like your closest circle of friends, the one that you have like deep conversations with, or be like, guys, you have my back, right? Those people you expect loyalty from. Siblings expect loyalty from them. So, yeah, depending on your relationship, of course, you know. But yeah, there are some people that you expect loyalty from, but of course, when it comes to strangers or people that you just know as acquaintances or from, you know, seeing each other once in a while, once in a week, and you barely talk, aside from that, I would say don't expect loyalty from anyone. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to belong, and sometimes we use other people to feel like we belong, in the sense that if you're with a group of people and they start discussing Terrence, and you know you're not really that close to Terrence, or maybe you want to be closer to this group of people, you might just throw Terrence under the bus just to get on their good sides, just to,
Imagine,
you know, just
imagine.
to feel like you belong. So yeah, I guess that's one of the definitions of loyalty. I heard that it's a desire to belong and a desire to be in a certain status, and you know, to have a group of people committed to you. And in the end, we throw people under the bus just to get it. So yeah, that's what I think.
Or do you think that people actually snitch on people, or people goes behind other people's back just to feel like they belong, to actually know that they're doing something wrong?
Yes, for sure.
They do.
Well, it depends what you're talking about, but if you told me a secret and you're like, don't tell no one, and then I go around telling everyone just because I want to belong, I obviously know that it's wrong, but the story is probably just too good. I think sometimes people don't think enough about the things that they're doing, either because they're excited about the story they have to tell, or they're just excited about, belonging or bringing the news or bringing the gossip, the latest details. So that excitement can blind you sometimes. But don't you think when that person is going to sleep at night, they're thinking, like, but you know what? Terry told me not to tell anyone. Why did I do it? Do you think that happens?
Yeah, it's quite true. I think the other thing is people should just. I mean, we should just get to an extent of saying somebody asked me something about Panache, and I should be open enough to just be like, you know what, I'm not cool talking about her. If you want to know more about it, and her just go ask her, or literally you just tell that, you know what, I don't even know the story you're talking about. In as much as probably people think like, oh hi, he close to her so much, but I should get to a point where if I don't know something, I don't, and I should not feel bad about it because I don't know, rather than me trying to make up a story and make it sound so deep or so much that I understand and I know her, yet maybe that certain topic I don't know about it. So it's a thing that we should really get to understand and just move on with, and just agree that, you know what, I don't know this, and I can live without knowing that, rather than trying to know what you don't know. So pretty much I'm sending out a word that doesn't exist, because remember, the person you're telling is going to go and tell the other person. So a thousand more people start to feel or start to picture a person in a certain way which doesn't even exist, which is one of the most cases that happens in the community, whereby you just hear that, this person, guy is a womanizer. But pretty much, if you ask the person who's claiming that he's a womanizer, how many times they met that person having women around him, they probably don't even know where he hangs at. So I think that really happens, but people don't even know. But what we do is we just take a word of somebody that we trust. So remember to be careful of who you trust and where the source of what they're saying is coming from. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the truth or lies?
Yeah, I
Loyal.
think at this stage, people are probably more loyal to material things or more loyal to brands or more loyal to statuses than they are actually loyal to people. Like loyalty says, can you stay committed to what you say you stay committed to, even if it's rough or even if it's tough, right? So in most cases, people stay committed to their jobs, but sometimes even that we bail out, right? But if tomorrow they say, "Oh, iPhone has a bug or something," but they're gonna fix it, most people are going to stay loyal to iPhone just because of that status or some brand. How many
Yes.
brands do we all know that has like suspicious behaviors with either child labor or with either the materials that they use, killing animals, blah blah blah. But we all choose to stay loyal to them. So I think we have become so materialistic that we probably know how to be more loyal to statuses and material things than we are actually to like people,
Wow.
in my opinion.
Well, I think that is deep, because I think majority of our lives. There's an article I was reading about yesterday that was talking about how the world. Oh, this morning, by the way, I was listening to one of the people were presenting something about the place that I'm at right now. They were saying that they came here 2007, and there was pretty much nothing that anybody knew about. Even on Wikipedia, there was nothing. So if you Google the place, the only pictures you'd see were really, really old pictures with some sand and whatnot. But then when you come to the nation, that's when you started seeing the difference. And then you started saying that, but from the cities of being 2014 coming forward, whereby the social media became stronger, and talking of last year, where majority of people had to join TikTok, had to join Instagram, including me. I wasn't there, had to be
TikTok?
start to watch reels, which no, I'm not on TikTok. I'm
Did you
on
say
Instagram.
TikTok
And
though?
then Facebook. Is it TikTok or TikTok?
Yes,
TikTok? What
TikTok.
is it called? That one? Yeah, yeah, TikTok. So now basically what we decided to do is now to live according to a standard that is on social media. So we stopped being human to a certain extent that another thing again, I saw a video now before we started this podcast where a guy fell into a rail, and there was a train coming, and everybody who was there just pulled out their phones and they started filming. One old man decided to jump in and help the guy, and then that was a story. But imagine if I start to consider how I look on to the rest of the world who doesn't even know where I stay, who doesn't even know if I eat or not, just because I want followers, in comparison to the people that I just have to pass my love and the loyalty to. So the world has literally changed, yeah?
Yeah, loyalty to Instagram and likes and optics than to humanity. But, uh, you know, yeah, that's what I think. It's kind of rough, it's kind of weird to see where the world is going. But there's still some good out there. But that's what I think.
Ah,
Some good.
no, it's true.
There's some good people.
I think we're basically not saying the social media is bad. Social media is not bad. Social media, I know it's another topic that we have. We're going to talk about social media and our social lives. I understand that social media is not bad. How you treat it and how you use it now determines the end result. So if I'm going to use it to get leverage in a better way, then definitely it's wrong. But if I'm going to use it in a very nice way, I'm just feeling low. I'm just going to go through and watch some funny videos, and then yes, boom, I start watching some some funny memes, and I don't see no harm in that. But then if I start to create content that then affects people and people's life, then that is wrong, So, what are your last words on loyalty?
Be loyal to the real ones, guys. Yeah, that's all.
Oh yeah, straight words and very few words. With these words, we'd like to thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode. I know time flew. It's already a couple of minutes. Thank you for sticking around. We're definitely going to have more episodes coming out this year. And this year, we're going to be going all the way deep, talking about real life issues. We've got some topics. I spoke about the social media. I've got sex and the church. We've got politics. No, we're not going to talk about politics. We've got... they call it gossip, but yeah, it's things that are happening out there. Just to give a glimpse, I heard that Kanye West managed to go to his daughter's birthday party. Man, it's trending, it's out there. Those are the things that are happening around us. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about them. Yes, no harm, we don't pick sides. For now, we saying thank you, and remember to follow us and subscribe on our YouTube channel and on our Instagram. We Brew You Pour. We are out. Ciao.
Bye, guys.